I want you to get crystal clear on your deepest desires, because only when you align with those desires are you going to be able to build this life and business that is going to give you your ultimate fulfillment. The old business paradigm is crumbling before our eyes, and the world needs high-achieving entrepreneurs who are ready to break the mold. Welcome to the Epic AF podcast, where groundbreaking, paradigm-shifting change is the only option. If you're done with standard methods and you're ready to disrupt, then you are in the right place. I'm Kelly O'Neill, an award-winning brand strategist, visionary leader, and unapologetic entrepreneur. This podcast is more than a show. It's a hub for big thinkers, the disruptors, and those that are ready to shatter outdated expectations. Subscribe now, and let's rewrite the rules of entrepreneurship together. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Epic AF podcast. I am your host, Kelly O'Neill. The Epic AF podcast is exclusively for entrepreneurs who are visionary disruptors and who are looking to shake up the status quo and build life on your terms. So if you are brand new here, here's what I want to let you know. This is not a podcast that you just pick up wherever. I want you to actually go back to the very first episode, because in this first season of this podcast, we are going sequentially. So I've been taking our listeners through a very specific process to help them identify, design, and build their epic AF life and business. So you're going to want to go back there. All right. So in our last episode, we talked about your genius gifts, and I cannot wait to hear what some of your genius gifts are. So if you have not shared those with me, please pop on over to social and let me know what some of the gifts are that you are going to be surrounding your life and business around. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something that is probably going to be a fair bit easier for everyone that is listening. And that is, we're going to talk about your desires and using those desires as a compass for an epic life, right? So that is what we are going to be talking about today. All right. So living an epic life, guys, we're going to dive right on in. Let's get to it. All right, you guys. So we are back, and here's what I want you to know. Living an epic AF life isn't just about making a bunch of money, although, let's be real, that creating financial freedom is pretty damn satisfying. And I can tell you right now that I have never cried on my boat. So here's the deal, though. True success is about so much more than just making an income, right? It's about making impact. It's about true freedom. And it's about building a life that supports your deepest desires, whatever those are, right? But here's the catch. Most of us were trained to either desire less or desire what they think that they should want, right? So from an early age, we were taught to settle, just to be grateful for what we have, right? To keep our dreams small and contained and not shoot too high, and money doesn't grow on trees, and all of the other things that our parents have said to us. And look, I deeply believe in gratitude, and it's a practice that I practice gratitude every single day. But I'm also a big believer in having my cake and eating it too. And I'm here to tell you that you get to want everything that your heart desires, and it is okay, as long as it's not illegal, but it is okay, right? In fact, here's the actual truth. You wouldn't have a desire if you didn't also have the capacity to manifest it into your life right now. Like again, we're back to universal laws, right? The desires that you hold, they're not random. They're a roadmap to the life that you were meant to live. So in my younger years, I think I've told you this in a previous episode, I had some wild desires, right? Like I wanted the pimp life like you see on MTV Cribs, right? I think I talked about this before, that I wanted the mini mansion. I wanted the helipad. I wanted vacations on yachts in Greece and a sports car that would make heads turn and all the designer shoes and purses and all of that stuff. And you know what? It's like, if that's what you truly want, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, if that really makes you happy, I mean, who knows? Maybe you're like, who are we to judge? Maybe you're a fashionista, right? Maybe that's your jam. But for me, the more healing that I did, I realized that I didn't want some of those things first of all, at all. And second of all, a lot of those things I didn't want for the right reasons. I wanted them because, and this is one of those deep look in the mirror things, I wanted them because I thought that it would prove my worth to the world. And I thought that it would validate my success and make me feel like I mattered. Because truthfully, I went a lot of my life feeling like I didn't matter very much, and that I wasn't very worthy, and I didn't see my own value. And I had to heal from that and heal from those messaging and heal from some of the things that had happened in my childhood. And these days, my desires are really different. I mean, sure, guys, look, I like nice things, right? I love nice things, but they no longer define me. They're not who I am, right? I'm not chasing a lifestyle to impress anyone. I'm building a life that feeds my soul, right? And I've got clarity on what that life looks like. I want to be surrounded by peace and love and the people who matter to me, including my puppies, right? One of my ultimate goals is to actually create what I call, it's actually in my business plan, I call it epic lake life living, right? So I want to pay off my primary residence in Las Vegas, and I want to buy a houseboat by the lake, or on the lake rather, right? I want to buy a houseboat, and I have a very specific Mastercraft wake surf boat that I am going to buy, right? And I'm working towards this because it aligns with my values and my vision, not because it's what success looks like or is supposed to look like. It's not because I want to be the coolest kid on the block with the coolest boat. It's because the lake is my happy place. It is where I feel most peaceful. And one of my values is peace. And also, by the way, I just love water. I'm an Aries. Maybe that has something to do with it. I need that water to cool me down. My puppies love the lake. They love being on the boat. I love being with my friends. I love to wake surf. So it literally just checks so many boxes for me. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at going on a yacht in Greece. Like, that's great. But honestly, like, the epic lake life, like, that's what I really want. And also, I'm also really happy with the house I have, but I'm working toward the epic lake life. So when I work with clients on building their businesses, we don't just stop at purpose and genius. In fact, we dive deep into their truest desires, because those desires are the compass for creating a life and business that are not just profitable, but they are deeply fulfilling and meaningful. So you've got to understand what it is that you truly want. Not what you think you should want, but what you actually crave, because this is one of the core foundational elements for building an epic AF life and business. It's about designing a reality that feels authentic to you, not one that is dictated by society's expectations. Okay? So now it's your turn. I want you to get crystal clear on your deepest desires, because only when you align with those desires are you going to be able to build this life and business that is going to give you your ultimate fulfillment. So I'm going to make this one easy on you. If you go to my website, which is in the show notes, you're going to be able to download the Epic AF workbook. And in this workbook, I have an entire exercise about helping you get clear around your deepest desires and dreams. But I'm going to walk you through some of it here, because I'm sure some of you are listening to this, in the gym or you're driving in the car. So I'm going to give you some of these journal prompts right now, and we are going to dive into crafting your epic life and business. All right. So the first thing that you need to know is your epic really kind of conforms into your day-to-day reality, right? It's going to infuse with your life vision, your day-to-day reality, your business model, and all of that is going to rest on your epic, which is your purpose, your gifts, and your desires. Okay. So we've got to know what it is that you want. Whenever I do a business strategy for a client, this is where I start. I don't start with how much money do you want to make? I start with what is the life that you want, right? What is it that are your gifts? What is your purpose? We start there. I don't do business strategies without them for the CEO because otherwise they're not fulfilling. Okay. So by using the prompts from the Epic AF workbook, you're going to build clarity on what it is that you truly want, and you're going to be able to create a plan that aligns with your unique aspirations. So make sure that you go there and you download the fillable worksheets to follow through as you work on these exercises. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to have you do is I'm going to help you craft your ideal life vision. So really what this is, it's the big picture. When you look at your life, like 10 years from now, or let's even say I gave you $25 million, what does your life look like, right? I want you to dream big. Don't put any limitations on yourself. I want you to think about like, what is it that truly matters to you? What would make your life extraordinary? What would you love to have more of? What relationships? Who's there with you? What does this look like in your life? What does your ideal physical environment look like? What does it smell like? What's your home like? What's your office like? What legacy do you want to leave? Right? So that is the thing that we're going to look at when we design this ideal vision of your life. So for me, I see my close circle of friends that I love deeply and an epic team and my puppies and horse and being down at the lake with people that I love and surfing and barbecuing on the back of my house. But like, that's what I see, right? So I want you to start big with the vision. The next thing that I want you to look at is your ideal day, because our epic lives are built day by day, decision by decision, okay? So it should reflect your ideal vision, but I want you to look at it from the moment that you wake up out of bed. Like, even what does that look like, right? What time do you get up? What does your morning routine look like? How are you setting the tone for your day? How do you spend the day? Are you working from home? Are you working at your office? Maybe you're not working. Are you leaving during the day? Are you having lunch with people? Are you in appointments all day? What work are you doing? What happens from the moment that you get up until the moment that you go to sleep? And I want you to kind of do this, like not only for a day that you are at work in your business and a day that you are off. I want you to kind of do both. The next thing that I want you to clarify is your business vision. And I want you to work on clarifying that business vision and envisioning a business that not only supports you, but enhances your ideal life, because your business should work toward you having the life that you desire. Okay. So it's going to align with your personal desires and it's going to give you the freedom that you choose. So what is it? And especially now that you've hopefully gotten clear at this point and done the work or are in the process of doing the work on your epic purpose and your genius gifts, what is it that your business does? What do you want to achieve? Like, one of the things I put in my business plans for my clients and myself is, what is the purpose of the organization? Like, why does this organization exist? I have right now 11 companies, and every single one of those companies exists for a very specific purpose. What kind of clients do you want? What kind of people do you want in your business? What kind of team members do you want? What kind of, again, what are the clients that you want? And I don't want you to just think about like, oh, I want to work with dentists that have a practice that's netting $1 million. No, like, what do these people look like? Are these the people you can laugh at? Are these the people that you can show up to meetings in pajamas with? Is this someone that that you can be yourself with? Think about all those different things. And I also want you to think about where your business operates. I want you to kind of picture your workspace and your location, right? What does the atmosphere feel like that you're in? How are you feeling most productive, inspired? This is one of the things that I saw when I started because of course I've started looking at houseboats. And when I look at houseboats, I look for, where can I actually put like a desk with a computer so that I can come and work from the boat, right? So you're wanting to look at that place where you've got a complete vision of what your business looks like and how it makes you the happiest when it's set up. The next thing you're going to look at is your financial clarity. And one of the things that I love to do is I have my clients set a good, better, and best number. A good number means that all of your numbers hit, and it's a baseline where you're comfortable and you're in the black, right? Like, it's good. The only reason I want you to look at that is because I want you to know, because we're just not, we're not going for good enough, right? We're going for the best. But better is something that provides you with ample savings and discretionary income, and best is supporting the epic life, right? That's where we're really going. That's where we're going to set the plans. And this is where, when I work with clients, and I have this information, I am able to then reverse engineer to help them create those results. It's like, okay, Bob, so here's the deal. This is your purpose. This is your gifts. These are your desires. I now know a lot about what it is that you want. I know what you don't want. And now we're going to create a plan to get you there, right? We're going to reverse engineer that, and we're going to start to do a walk back plan to figure out exactly what the path is in the most strategically efficient way for you to get the result that you desire. And we're going to develop those key milestones. Okay. That is how we transform your dreams into a tangible plan, right? So one of the things in this, right? So we're creating the plan. We're making sure that we know what that looks like. And what I want you to know is, how do you know that you finally made it? That you're in the realm of your epic? Like, what would that look like for you? And I want you to kind of think about, once you've figured out this epic, I want you to think about some of the key decisions that you've made along the way, right? You had to have made decisions, and you've had to have made pivotal choices and actions that align with your goals, right? You've got to start seeing, when you're allowing this vision to unfold, what are some of the beliefs and habits that you need to cultivate? Because personal growth is essential in aligning with your desires. You might have even made some mindset shifts and let maybe some people go, or some circumstances, or you have to start doing things a completely different way. So these are some of the things that you can do to really, really get clear on your desires. These desires are going to help you not only further refine why you're doing what you're doing, but also it's going to help you know what to do so that you enjoy the journey along the way. Thanks for joining us on another edition of the Epic AF Podcast.